Jacob Laughlin's recent comments about Landman season May 3rd have been brief, but they were enough to set off a wave of speculation about where the series is headed next. While promoting the current season, Laughlin teased that a major event fans have been anticipating should be happening soon, and even though he stopped short of confirming details, the implications are hard to ignore. His remarks strongly suggest that Season 3 will push Cooper Norris into a defining personal and narrative milestone that could reshape both his character and the broader family dynamics of the show, AOL. At the center of the speculation is Cooper's relationship with Ariana. Season 2 steadily moved their bond from something impulsive and emotionally raw into a more settled, adult commitment. The engagement revelation late in the season didn't feel like a shock twist so much as the natural endpoint of Cooper's accelerated emotional growth. When Laughlin was asked directly whether that engagement might lead to a wedding episode in Season 3, his response was cautious but telling. He openly admitted he doesn't have scripts yet, but added that he thinks it should be happening soon, and described the potential event as something that would likely be really extravagant, AOL. For a Taylor Sheridan show, that kind of phrasing matters. Sheridan's series rarely tease big life events unless they plan to use them as pressure points rather than simple celebrations. What makes this tease especially interesting is where Cooper is emotionally and professionally as Season 2 ends. He's no longer the sheltered kid fumbling his way through the oil business. He's actively making deals, taking risks, and, crucially, beginning to mirror his father in ways that feel both inevitable and troubling. A wedding, or even the serious planning of one, would force Cooper to confront responsibilities that go far beyond business ambition. Marriage would tie him permanently not just to Ariana, but to her past trauma, her child, and the life consequences of choices Cooper made before he fully understood their weight. That's where the major event tease starts to feel less like fan service and more like a narrative device. In Landman, personal milestones rarely arrive cleanly. Funerals, births, and reconciliations tend to collide with corporate disasters, cartel threats, or moral compromises. If Season 3 does include a wedding or a similar commitment, it's unlikely to play out as a purely joyful milestone. Instead, it would probably act as a stress test, one that exposes how much Cooper has truly learned from watching Tommy and how much he may be repeating his father's mistakes despite his best intentions. There's also the family angle to consider. Laughlin himself has hinted in other interviews that Angela's involvement in any future wedding would be extravagant, which immediately raises red flags for viewers who understand how combustible the Norris family can be. Angela's larger-than-life presence, Tommy's complicated feelings about commitment, and the unresolved tensions between father and son all suggest that a wedding wouldn't just be about Cooper and Ariana. It would become a stage where long-simmering conflicts finally boil over. From a structural standpoint, teasing a major life event also signals confidence from the creative team. Landman was renewed for Season 3 while Season 2 is still airing, a clear sign that Paramount Plus views the show as a long-term anchor rather than a short experiment. That kind of security allows the writers to plan multi-season arcs instead of constantly hedging their bets. Cooper's trajectory, from inexperienced son to emotionally burdened adult, feels deliberately paced, and a wedding fits neatly as the next step in that evolution rather than an abrupt twist. Laughlin's comments are careful, but that caution feels genuine rather than evasive. He's not overselling or hyping. He's reacting like an actor who sees the narrative logic but doesn't yet know how brutally the story might execute it. That uncertainty actually strengthens the tease. It suggests that whatever should be happening soon isn't just a checkbox moment, but something that will carry real consequences into the next chapter of the show. In that sense, the tease isn't really about whether Cooper gets married. It's about what happens when a character who's been sprinting toward adulthood is finally forced to stop and live with the choices he's made. Season 3 looks poised to explore that reckoning in full, and if Laughlin's words are any indication, it won't be subtle or small. Whatever this major event turns out to be, it's shaping up to be a turning point that Landman has been quietly building toward all along, AOL.